Ah, what's up, everybody? How you doing today? It's Wednesday, January 15th. Super excited to be here. 10:30 on the dot. Not even late today. Not even late today. And feeling good. Feeling good. But I think about $25,000 in Algorand yesterday. And then at 37.2, Algorand's up like 15% now. Amazing timing there. Should have bought more. That's always my problem when I time these things and I see the things I see and I make big public statements. My problem most of the time is I should have bought more. Why did you doubt yourself that 5%? Like, you said everything you said. You believe this, you know all of this enough to say it publicly and do something as drastic as a $25,000 purchase. Why didn't you buy 50? Why didn't you buy 100 grand? You have the money. Why didn't you do it? You know what I mean? And that's the kind of stuff that kind of drives me nuts, to be honest with you guys. But we'll take I didn't share my screen yet. One second. Quick little flashy flash at the public portfolio. So we got 75 in dry powder. Probably going to make a video today. Probably going to deploy that 75 today. We're wishing should have done it yesterday. But there are still a couple coins that are still kind of sleeping. And I think we're going to talk about that today. We got a couple coins that are asleep. Off the top, Jasmine is definitely one of them. But as you can see, that 25,000 in Algorand. There was 32 there before. So, this is already up to, I'll do the math later on the average buy price and stuff like that for that bag. But as you can see from the initial $10,000 buys here, Jasmine is up 65%, 51% for AVAX, 47% for Render, 36% for the graph. The graph is behind, Optimism's behind, FET is behind, Pyth is behind. Ondo is actually a 6K buy that has performed well. Near was a 6K buy that's at 6K. So Near has also flat. And then we got Shiba and Brett that are, up, about 18, 17%, something like that. They were 4,000 or they were $5,000. I have to double check the note sheet. But overall, we're winning. We're doing good. There will be 200K deployed in this portfolio here pretty soon. I'll make I'm gonna deploy that other $75,000 today. Should have done it yesterday, but I wanted to make an Algorand video yesterday because 4.0 rolls out today. And, John is going to come on the channel eventually. We're going to do like a how-to video on how to, stake your Algorand the new way. If you want to run a node, the one-click node, all that, we are going to make those videos. So if you want more Algorand content with the, Foundation CTO John Allen Woods, make sure you smash the like button, stick around for all that kind of content, because you got to think, people are going to be incentivized to run nodes. If you have extra computers, you're going to want to run Algorand nodes. I mean, just think of the implications. I know people that started early with like Cardano stuff, running Cardano nodes. And I know, I'm not going to say names, but I know people that make like 18 grand a week still to this day from, Cardano stuff. That's just coming in every week. So something to think about there. All right. Just pay me an algo. Shout out to Crypto Carter in the house. Love to see it. Shout out to High Vibe saying smash the like button. Shout out to everybody in the chat. G Money, Mike J, Mike Valmer, Glenn, Bam C, Daniel, Aerodome, Graph, Algo, killing it for sure. Definitely check out some of those charts here in a little bit. Appreciate all the love from everybody in the chat. So, of course, we do have couple pretty big stories today. Kind of talking about, why have we decided to wake up? Things were looking bearish. I kind of ignored a lot of the bearish sentiment because Trump's not in office yet. And we really don't know, is Biden going to make a mess on the way out the door for Trump to clean up? Or are they going to make a mess on the way out the door and blame it on Trump? So there's that kind of the exchange of power hasn't happened, and there is uncertainty, and there is a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation people are unsure. And ultimately, I'm like, guys, let's look at Bitcoin halving cycle. It's early 2025 and Trump's not even president yet. Like, calm down. Like, we're, for me, it's kind of about, oh shit, we gotta, yeah, let me get that. But for me, it's about riding this out and not like getting scared and running away. Guys, the Trump's not even in office yet. The Trump pump. Say it with me, everybody. The Trump pump. Wore the hat today. But another thing that is red besides my hat is the super chat that Mike Vollmer just put in on the $200 super chat. Damn. From my guy, Mike Vollmer. My guy with a $200 super chat. You know what, Mike Vollmer? I was going to do a $250 VeChain giveaway going into UFC 311. But you just gave us, so now I have to do a $500 VeChain giveaway. Mike, I only wanted to do 250, Mike. Now I have to do 500 because you just had to super chat me $200. Look, how dare you? How dare you, Mike? I'm kidding. Yeah, we got a $500 VeChain giveaway coming today. Thanks to our guy, Mike Vollmer. What does the super chat even say? Well, I'm going to like the super chat. Everyone go like his super chat. Can't wait to hear your top 5 coins that will minimum 5x from current prices. Not financial advice, of course. That's what you do, AJ. You do have a point there. A $200 super chat. I think that's a channel record. I've had multiple $100 super chats. I'd say like in the ballpark of like 15 to 20 of them over time. 201. You're the man, Mike Vollmer. You're the man. So what I'm going to do, because I know everyone wants to hear that list, top 5 coins that I think will minimum 5x from here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to write that down, and I'm going to do that at the very end of the show, because I do have things I want to talk about here. And I also kind of want to think about this as I go through. I do have the knee-jerk reaction coins off the top of my head. But you guys know what I'd say. I do want to think on this a little bit. I want to give you a proper answer. All right. So more where that comes from. Hey, but I do want you guys to know that my YouTube income and super chat income and members income all goes towards giveaways. And even if it goes towards merch giveaways, everything that I make from YouTube goes into what I give back to the audience. We have been, me and some of my sponsors, some of my backers, we have been talking about doing some ridiculous type giveaways. Like, what if we gave away a Tesla a month every day for a year? What if we did that? Like, that's the kind of stuff we're talking about doing right now. And I have built a lot of my audience from when I was at Hit Network and I had an extra $50. I would just do a giveaway, an Algorand giveaway. And that, like, doing that over time has really helped. It's not the only thing, but it has really helped, because people obviously want free stuff, and they want giveaways. They want merch. They want stuff from crypto chips. They want crypto, and if you're trying to build, not a bad idea. Obviously, don't go too crazy with it if you don't have the money. But for me, I always told myself, hey, like, I don't, the YouTube money that I make, it's not like, why not give it back to the community? That's the point, right? Like, that's the whole point of the channel, is to replicate what I've done, to take the knowledge I've done and how I've built up my money in crypto and give it back to the community. That's my whole point. And yeah, that's the vibe for sure. So yeah, that would be unreal, Jason Owen. That would be crazy, right? Well, I mean, we did the math on it. If we gave, the Model 3s like $33,000, I mean, it's really not that much money when you think like marketing strategies, how, like, think Monster Energy and stuff like that, $45 million market cap, like, a year on their marketing budget. Like, that's crazy. So when I think to myself, okay, well, I'm probably going to make a couple million this year, not to mention the crypto games I'm going to make this year. Well, why not spend $1 million on marketing? And that also kind of turns into giveaways, you know, so that's kind of where the thought process comes from. So, I mean, think about Mr. Beast, what he did. You know, I don't really agree with everything he's done recently, but he basically, everything he made, he put into the next video, and everything he made, he put into the next video, and that kind of snowball effect. I think playing that type of, that's the game. I think that's the game for sure. So, Des Brooks, hi everyone from the UK. Hey, UK in the house. Very cool. SWFL Crypto, thoughts on HBAR powering SpaceX satellites starting this month and how that affects price? I don't really have a thought on how that's going to impact the price, other than it's cool that there is that connection between Hedera and SpaceX. You know, I think that it's kind of more of an awareness thing, if anything. I don't have thoughts on how it generally affects price, other than it being something that people hear about a different way. Kind of like people learning about VeChain through the UFC. You know, when you learn, when crypto gets into people's ears from different places. I don't really know have the direct impact on price, but it is like one of those things where, yeah, I think it's cool. And hey, that's a good question. The new CEO of HBAR Foundation reached out yesterday, and we're going to do an interview here pretty soon. So I did put a tweet up yesterday saying, hey, I'm going to interview him. If you have any questions, if you have any questions you would want to ask him, let me know. And if your question gets chosen, I'll give you credit and $100 in Hedera. So go check that most recent tweet from me. And I think, hey, maybe that could be a tweet right there, man. SWFL, that could be you right there, man. $100. Here, where is that tweet? I'll show you. Here, right here. I posted it last night. Right here. So right here. Charles Atkins seemed to be a rad dude. If you can ask him anything, what would you ask? Maybe your question will make the interview and you'll get credit and $100 in HBAR right there. So go put that question in there. You never know. Because normally I normally when I do these ask the audience kind of things, one, I want the community members to feel heard. Anytime I do an Algorand interview, Hedera interview, VeChain interview, I always crowdsource a handful of questions so the community feels like they're getting their questions answered. That's super important to me. And ultimately, I never just pick one question. I always end up picking 2 or 3 because they're really good questions, and I want to give people credit. I want to say their names in the videos. I want to tag their Twitters in the links below. I want to help other people grow. So yeah, head over there if you have any questions for the CEO of the HBAR Foundation. So where did my brain is running a few different directions right now. I got to center back into the show I planned, everybody. All right, so Bitcoin nears 100K as CPI shows data of cooling. Stronger than expected CPI and cooling core inflation spark a Bitcoin rally as traders anticipate earlier rate cuts. The key takeaways from this: Bitcoin edges closer to 100K, rising 2% in 24 hours following better than expected CPI data from December, and declining dollar index and rate cut expectations for June drive optimism across crypto and traditional markets. And guys, I was actually really surprised to see that, because I actually had a conversation with a few people that are like really kind of worried about, the macro implications, and that Trump is kind of walking himself directly into a shit show. And I understand the sentiment there, but at the same time, he's actually walking into a really strong stock market. If you want to look at that in terms of, okay, he's walking in at the top or towards the top, and it's going to fall as he comes in, you could say that, or it could continue. And that's kind of my reasoning. And when people start saying the word super cycle, that's where my brain goes, that this is powerful. He's probably going to juice the economy. He's probably going to get stronger as it goes. Like we know that Trump did a very good job in his first term as president with the economy. The Democrats will always throw the numbers in his face from the day he left office, but you do also have to understand that there were the numbers up until day one of COVID, And then there were the numbers after COVID. And people do purposely ignore this. Purposely ignore this. If you ignore COVID and look Trump's numbers up until when COVID started, fire, insane in the membrane. All right. And then COVID happened and he had to do what he had to do. It was a pandemic. Like no matter who is in charge, everyone will say they could have done this or done that or done that. But really, when a shit show happens, it's a shit show. You know, what do you want? You know what I mean? So there is that. Also, when I look at the dollar, let's go to the daily chart on the dollar. So this is a chart that we flirted with a lot on the channel. As you can see, we've been here before. All right. And generally, you know, even you can kind of even see the story of crypto through the lens of the dollar. You know, when you see kind of that it really kind of come down here, you know, March 2020 kind of into May of 2021. And you kind of see this double bottom right here. Remember in May of 2021 in crypto, sell in May, walk away. That was because of this slightly higher low, you know, kind of that double bottom with a slightly higher low that kind of started forming this new uptrend. And, you know, really the fact that crypto had its second breath in November, given that the dollar increased from May until November, is actually insane. Really crazy when you think about it. But this pump, the beginning of 2021, makes a lot more sense when you compare it to the dollar. All right. And then we had, you know, the end of 22 into the beginning of 23. We kind of had that dip down right here. And then it kind of formed this sideways range pattern where we had a couple little dips out of it. But ultimately, these were just fake outs and we ended up staying in this box. The thing is that we have broken above this in the end of December. Interestingly enough, the dollar increased. You think like a weak dollar is a strong market and a strong market is a weak dollar. Well, why did the dollar rise with crypto and the stock market in December? Well, the answer to that question is easy. It's because the entire money supply has grown. You can't forget that the M2 money supply is tethered to the price of Bitcoin. You know, that's like the main driver is how much money is there in the world ? And if there's more money in the world, Bitcoin is more expensive. So when you see everything rise, the whole tide rises. That is the reason why. So when you see the dollar get, you know, higher than this range that it's been in, the dollar hasn't been, I mean, broke out of this at the end of December, and it hasn't been this high since November 11th, 2022, you know, really in the past couple of days, you know. So I mean, obviously, I don't want to see the dollar fail. And even kind of seeing this breakout right here, setting that alarm would have been really interesting to react to. But we do, you know, as a crypto folk, I don't want to, I kind of want to see it kind of do one of these and maybe fall back into this range. You know, that's kind of what you want to see from crypto. But this dollar chart is kind of, it is sending mixed messages considering everything continued up at the same time. So, you know, there confluence, guys, it's not always as easy as people make it out to be. It is rarely perfect. I do want to check out what happened there. I do want to check out the S&P 500 really fast, just to kind of talk stock market. I have a handful of stories and I have a bunch of charts I want to hit too. Why is this not loading right now? Here, I'll check the chat while it's doing that. AJ charts crypto, hell yeah. Mike Vollmer with a $200 super chat. What a boss, man. You're the man. Thanks for doing that, bro. XRP broke $3. That's not a surprise at all. I'm not in a place to talk on that. Street legal. How do I join the Telegram? Send me an email, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. That's the way to go with it. All right. Finally, this thing loaded up. Why did it not want to? All right, so here we are, S&P. And guys, it is hard to ignore how much this thing has ripped up. And we talked about this literally the other day, where the S&P, it rolls over, it bounces, but it never loses that previous low. Right here, it rolls over, it bounces, but it never lost that previous low. It rolls over. You get my point. And that's exactly what's happening again. I'm not surprised to see that. Not at all. Right here, we rolled over, we bounced, we reclaimed, and now it would really make the most sense if it continued past and put in a new local all-time high and continued. That would be best case scenario. So this is a really strong S&P chart, very strong S&P chart. And then when you kind of take over BTC, kind of compare that with, Bitcoin, this is a heavy alarm chart. I haven't looked at this one in a while, but, this does make a lot of sense when we kind of talked about this range here, how Bitcoin is kind of going back and forth in that range. I would really like to see Bitcoin clear support resistance at 102,700, 102.7. That's what I'd really like to see Bitcoin reclaim that previous high, because then we can kind of throw the notion of this, say if this downtrend formed right here, let me make this big yellow one. You see this big yellow one right here? We don't want to see this kind of formation begin. We want to see this break and run up. That would be best case scenario. And guys, say it with me from your house, from your home, or from your office, wherever you are right now. Say it with me. Trump pump. Trump pump. That's what I want to hear. All right, over and over. Quick overview. You got a little over 150 people on YouTube, over 300 on Twitter. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, do all those things. Nice hat, my dude. Hey, man, I do appreciate it. Jay Diaz, AJ, what do you think? The graph is dead? No. I literally talked about this yesterday, and I said that, yeah, I was bummed out that the graph did not put in, when you look at all the coins AJ loves, Hedera, Algorand, VeChain, Jasmine, I would say those are, very far in the top 4. All of those coins put in a higher high than from March, right? The 2020, that local high in March. Those 4 coins all surpassed that March target. The graph, which is, I would say, is my 5th favorite coin, did not. The graph was the only one that did not get back to that March target. But the indexing, querying what the graph does, the Google of Web3, I explained it better yesterday. There was a significant increase in that network activity. So I don't think it's dead. I just think that it didn't put up the numbers it should have. And I mean, there's not, the answer to that question is money, or, people being more bullish on other things. I mean, and this is a big, when you look back at 2021, when everyone was saying Bitcoin 100K, Bitcoin 100K, that would have happened if everyone wasn't distracted with the metaverse. And you have to realize how distracted people are in crypto now, and how hard it is for everyone to get behind one thing. Bitcoin would have hit 100K if the money wasn't as the more time that goes by, the more the money gets spread out across the table. And, the graph just wasn't shining in the narrative right now. And you also have to think, like, where's their marketing team? I don't know any graph KOLs. I don't really see them pushing. I think it's because the graph isn't really like a hype based project. The graph is like a, I'm not going to say the word nerd, but they're like a crypto's person's favorite crypto project in terms of like what they're doing. You know what I mean? It's not at all like a hype thing. It's a utility. It's like a chain link kind of. It's not an oracle, but the chain link as in it's a useful tool that projects use and that will continue to be used. And if that generates hype, excitement, okay, but it's not like a Solana type hype, if that makes sense. So I hope that I explained that okay. All right. Now I'm not going to look at AMP. I don't really, I'm sorry. That one's just not on my radar, man. I don't care that much about that one. Yeah, I have not even done a basic simple overview today. Let's do that really fast. All right, so we got Bitcoin 99.3. Love to see it waking back up. Hell yeah, everybody. BNB at 704, not bad. XRP fighting at $3. Solana 197, Dogecoin 37. Hey, we're starting to feel a lot like Christmas. Sweet almost $5 at 479. Hype, that's one that's been picking up along with virtuals and like the A116Z. It's like the AI agent project. VeChain 48, love to see it back on the top 40. Hell yeah. Algorand 44 cents, guys. I literally bought $25,000 at 37.2 yesterday. It's at 44. I am him. I think FET really needs to wake its ass back up. It's been asleep. Wake it up. Optimism needs to wake up. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the Sonic, which is previously Phantom. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen with that one. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen with Pudgy Penguins. Unfortunately, I think Pudgy Penguins could absolutely rip. I think it could do what ApeCoin did last cycle. Like really be popular, really put some numbers on the board, and then slowly fade from there. That wouldn't surprise me to be a narrative for Pudgy Penguins. But hey, maybe it'll stick around. Maybe it has more lasting power than the apes. It's hard to tell. I don't have a future ball, you know. The graph, yeah, it's still 21 cents, guys. Like I haven't given up hope completely, but it's also not my main priority right now at all. I think it's a great project, but it underperforming the Christmas pump has made me a little bit sad. I'm not going to say the graph is where quant is, but it kind of feels like maybe it's going down that street just a little teeny bit. Maybe I'll eat my words on there, but I'm not selling the graph that I have, but I might not be buying that much more. XDC, this is one, guys, that I actually talked about a while ago when I did my coins to my top 5 picks for 2024 on the beach in Orcas Island. That actually ended up being the same place I proposed to Jada the next year. XDC was the 4th coin on that list, and I always liked this project. I've always kind of had my eye on it, peripheral vision. It had a really boring 24, but it has been picking up steam. It's up 30% the past week. I'd put that one on your radar. I'd definitely put that one on your radar. I think as a leverage trader, width should be on your radar right now. I want you guys to remember how I used to say quant is a magnet to $1 to $100. If it goes to 130, it's going to come back to $1, and if it goes to 75, it's going to come back to $1. Wow, my chat just went away. I hope we didn't lose the stream. Let me refresh this thing. What the hell is happening? Hold on a second. Did I? Oh, okay. I thought I lost the stream. My laptop kind of bugged out and the chat went down and YouTube went down. I was like, oh no, I lost the stream. We got pulled off. Sad. All right, hey, we got 61 likes. Make sure you smash the like. Let's at least get it to 100 during the stream. All right, we're still live. All good. Sorry about that. So anyway, I would say that dog whiff is a magnet to 316. If you look at the dog whiff chart, this thing always finds its way back to $3.16. And I think that as a leverage trader, I'm kind of waiting for this thing to wake back up. I really am. That has been one. I've made a lot of money trading dog whiff in 2024. And guys, jazz me right here. Sound asleep. 90 by market cap, under $1.5 billion. So when Mike Vollmer asked me, AJ, what's a rock solid pick that you believe can 5x from here? One of those picks has to be Jasmine. Has to be. Would I put all my eggs in one basket and buy this coin and nothing else? Absolutely fucking no. I would not do that with any coin ever. You couldn't pay me to do that with one coin. I was here when FTX happened. You don't do that You diversify no matter what. You never know. Okay. But when you're talking a five coins that can 5x, Jasmy has to be one of them. It has to be. We're talking about a $1.5 billion market cap. It is not really taking that much money to get this thing to 15 cents. You get my point. This is at the top of that list. And it's not at the top of the list because I like it more than Algorand or because I like it more than VeChain or anything like that. It's at the top of the list because the market cap is way cheaper and that multiplication factor is higher for Jasmy than it is for coins like Hedera. I mean, guys, I think Hedera can 5x from here, but I don't want you guys to forget. I mean, Hedera has made it pretty damn far up this list. I mean, it blew Near out of the water. It blew Uniswap and Polkadot out of the water. ICP out of the water. Guys, we were talking about Hedera at 6 cents on this channel. This is probably the biggest pat on the back I've got from my audience ever, was me talking about Hedera. Oh, I don't know, in 2021, 2022. I was early on HBAR, big time. And people know that. People know this. We're talking number 20 by market cap. The market cap is $12.1 billion. This thing has to get to 60 M's to 5x from here. You know, the odds of HBAR 5xing from here are smaller than Jasmy 5xing from here. Not because I like Jasmy more. I like HBAR more than Jasmy, honestly. But, you know, you're basically saying with Hedera's market cap is $12.1 billion and Jasmy market cap is $1.5 billion. And the race is to 5x. So you're telling me that HBAR is going to outperform Jasmy's inflows 12 point, what's the decimal again? You're telling me HBAR is going to outrun Jasmy's inflows to the ratio of 12.2 to 1.5? You see my point. That's big. Billion. Yeah, you know, Jasmy's going to 5x better than HBAR. Like it is. I hate saying it that flat, and I don't want you have. And if you just clip that and take it out of context, no, I love HBAR, but it's not going to outperform Jasmy's inflows 12.2 to 1.5. No. Okay. So, and that is kind of some of why I avoided HBAR when I did my initial $100,000 buy, man. Like I should have bought it. I'm kicking myself for doing it. But at the same time, guys, I've built so many public portfolios that if I literally just did a 100K portfolio with the same coins I did in the 10K portfolio, you see what I'm saying? Like I wanted to do something different. And so I kind of experimented with different picks. And the one coin I left out from my general mix was Hedera. And I will add some Hedera to that bag, but I'm also adding it to that bag knowing that, you know, I think there are some smaller market cap picks that are going to outperform it. You know what I mean? But I also think that it's a safer pick. Hedera is becoming an anchor pick is what it is. Hedera is becoming an anchor where Chainlink and Cardano and XRP used to be kind of my safer anchor picks. Now Hedera is becoming an anchor pick. And that's kind of more of a flex, to be honest. So really quick, let's go over the gainers and the losers. Then we will talk about Trump's crypto plan, and then we will hit some technical analysis here. All right. We got Virtuals, not surprised to see that at all, up 26.9% in 24 hours. That's insane. We do have a script, an AI script. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it before guys, I fly out to LA tomorrow for the UFC fight. But I do have a top 5 AI coins video, and Virtuals is in that video. I'm bummed I wasn't able to get that video out before this pump happened. All good for me, but you know, it's going to continue being the AI agents is a hot narrative right now. One of the hottest in all of crypto, and even AI 16Z, same shit right here. That's why that thing is running. I am interested. I don't know why XDC is running. If anyone in the chat knows why XDC is running, let me know, because it hasn't. I don't know. I haven't looked it up. So if anyone knows why, let me know. Of course, Algorand, number 2 winner on the day in the top 100, up just about 20%. Guys, I buy $25,000 worth of Algorand yesterday, and it's the second largest winner. I'm him, guys. I'm him. We do this. We do this. I get DMs all the time, like from the Telegram group, or just from people like, dude, like you said this thing yesterday, and then it happened. Like, how, like, you keep doing this over and over and over. It's like, what? How do you do it? I'm just like, guys, come on. Like, let's, like, come on. Like, we do this. We do this. And it's not like, I don't ever want to be like, I'm the best. I'm the best. I don't care about being the best. I care about helping as many people as I can. And I just happen to be really accurate. Hey, one day at a time, everybody. One day at a time. About 200 people here on YouTube. Thanks for being here. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. All right, so let's get into Trump's crypto plan. All right. Also, there's a couple of things. Bitcoin inflows under Trump spark new almost $250,000 price target for 2025. And this is becoming a big story that Trump is, the rumor goes, is that Trump is planning a pro-crypto executive order day one of his presidency. Hopefully he does that right after he fires Gary Gensler. All right. Hold on. Before I go into this, did you guys see the clip on TV when Gary Gensler was on NBC or some shit? And the guy was like, Gary like said this like bearish, hawkish thing. And the guy was like, yup, and that's why you're getting fired. It was Auckland Daily tweeted it yesterday. I LOL'd out loud in a room by myself. Very, very funny stuff. LOL, Gary. Bye-bye. Algo will be in the top 20. I do think it will. Any opinion on AVAX? I'm bullish on AVAX. I can maybe pull that chart here. I'll pull the AVAX chart as well today. All right. Sweet. So, yeah, so that's the rumor, is that the first day of his presidency, he is going to target the debanking and overregulation to boost the crypto industry. President-elect Donald Trump is reportedly preparing to sign an executive order supporting cryptocurrency regulation on his first day in office. According to the Washington Post, sources involved in the discussions revealed that Trump's team, led by incoming crypto advisor David Sachs, has been working closely with crypto industry leaders to develop policies aimed at ending unfair banking practices and overregulation. Not going to read the entire article word for word, but right here, an anonymous source familiar with the discussion stated that the Trump team has made it very clear that this is a priority. According to the Washington Post, Trump's administration plans to remove barriers created by unnecessary regulation and taxation, fostering innovation into the cryptocurrency sector. Guys, he's about to be the president for 4 more years. 4 more years. And you're not buying crypto right now? What? What do you mean you're not buying crypto right now? Guys, this is such a win for our industry. Like, do you guys know? I'm not going to tell you which project, but I know something. I know something about a high dollar marketing strategy for a top 30-ish crypto project that was completely dependent on if Trump won the White House or not. We're talking $100 million budget on a marketing push that was going to get greenlit, red light, green light, based off of, does Trump win? Like, you guys don't understand. And this is kind of some of my edge on the crypto market, is the fact that I am who I am, and I see behind the curtain a little bit for some projects, and I know their strategies. I know who they're hiring, what agencies they're working with, what KOLs they're working with, how much money they'll pay for a KOL to make a video. You know, who is their main marketing person? How big is that team? What is that budget? I see these things, and these are things that completely matter. And when you realize that, oh, okay, well, you know, last month everyone wanted to pay crypto influencers to make videos, and this month things are cooling off. Why is that? Or when you really see things heat up big time to the fact projects are reaching out to you to get other people to make videos for them. KOL management is a big thing. I've done that for projects. I've done that under NDA for projects that you don't. I worked for top 50 projects you don't even know I worked for, and I legally can't tell you which ones they were. You know what I mean? So it's situations like that where I see behind the curtain, I realize how much marketing dollars is coming in, and that marketing money is coming in based off confidence in the sector. And I'm telling you guys, 2025, don't let the bears scare you away. Don't let the chest tube and the food poisoning make you think the entire year is going to suck. It's not going to suck. This is going to be great. And it might take a little longer than you want it to. And the timeline's never how you picture it in your head, but it's going to happen. It's inevitable. Trump is once America. The guy that's about to be president for 4 more years, him with the hair, he wants America to be the crypto hub of the world. And you're scared to buy right now? Oh, what? What do you mean you're scared to buy right now? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? One day at a time, everybody. One day at a time. All right. This is, you know, I couldn't be more bullish if I tried. Also saw this story here. SEC pushes Bitwise crypto ETF decision to March of 2025. Good. SEC delays its decision on Bitwise 10 crypto ETF March review period. Good. You know why? Because Gary won't be there in March 25. That's my thoughts on that. Those are very likely to get approved in March. Thailand considers approving Bitcoin ETFs. And guys, these are, and I pulled this story not because it matters, but because it's the global awareness. Because let's not forget, guys, I was a main writer for BitBoy Crypto, the largest crypto influencer in the world at the time, during 2021. All right. And during 2021, as someone whose job it was to do intense research every single day, I know what headlines look like in a bull market. I know what headlines look like in a sideways or bearish market. And there are 2 main giveaways for when things are about to heat up big time. One of them is stories like this, global awareness. Yesterday, the story was Italy's going to put $1 million into Bitcoin. And guys, $1 million isn't that much money. But the fact that another country's doing that, hell yeah. Today, Thailand considers approving Bitcoin ETF. We got another country, a global thing. And this is the ticket to crypto. Decentralization is the ticket to crypto. You can't turn it off. You can't make it illegal because the other countries are all going to do it. And then you're going to be the one left out. That's what Donald Trump realizes. The legacy system has fought tooth and nail to stop this from happening, and they failed. Trump is the one smart enough to realize, hey, we're missing out on money. Why are we giving that money to them? Let's keep that money in America. Thank God. I didn't want to move to Dubai. Jada and I had serious conversations, like seriously, about moving to Dubai. I did not want to move to Dubai, but I was also in a position where I could buy a mansion or pay taxes. You know, like it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. But these global awareness type stories, these are things you see as the market starts to heat up. That because it's people kind of forget the scope of crypto. And I know it's a very simple thing to say, but remember, this is a global thing that will not get shut off, that will continue. And And what I love most about crypto is that you can't shut up. You know that movie Dumb Money. I was watching something yesterday. I was kind of on my laptop, and Dumb Money came on my television as I was on my laptop last night. And what a great movie, by the way. And Paul Dano, who plays the Riddler in the Batman movie, is Keith Gill. He did such a great job, by the way. That movie's very funny. I've seen it before, but the thing is that the part of the movie where Robinhood turned off the transactions and people could not sell their shares. What the fuck is that? Like, imagine that with crypto. And this is why decentralization is so important. And this is why crypto is such a global thing. It's a fire that it caught on fire, and that fire is not going out, and that fire is spreading. And that is because it cannot be controlled. It can't get shut off. And people are so sick of the government, of the status quo, of the man. And I mean, that is kind of representative in the movie Dumb Money with Wall Street Bets, and basically the retail winning against Wall Street. When the stories, everyone loves the stories the most when the little guy wins, you know. And and crypto's rise is that story. Bitcoin's rise is that story. And it's not going anywhere, guys. Trump's not even in the White House yet. This is about to be the best year of your life. It's that time. I'm going to say it flat out. This is about to be the best year of your life. Write that down in big letters. Read it out loud before you walk out of your house in the morning. This is about to be the best year of my life. It's that simple. All right. So want to continue on here. Got some charts I want to break down. The first one on the top of that list is one we touched on yesterday. Shiba Inu. I pointed out yesterday and in my Telegram group, even the day before, this bullish divergence on the 4-hour chart. We got this coming down, this coming up, anchor wave, trigger wave, with the RSI pushing up, with the momentum wave pushing up. All right. And even just from this little candle here, we're talking up 6.4% in the past 12 hours, guys. I told you all about this 24 hours ago. So we're there on that one. Also, let's look at the whole story here. Is that, you know, this thing had its local top. How far is Shiba from its local top, out of curiosity? About 50%. Not bad. Not bad. So we got, you know, kind of got this this little triangle forming here. We got, you know, big downtrend. And then we kind of have this big support resistance level here that we've bounced off of. And that's where the bounce off was for the bullish divergence that we noted. And now the confirmation of the downtrend breakout is at 224. And when I say Shiba Inu, it would be 0.0000224. I just say 224. A lot of zeros, 224. That is the confirmation breakout. Right now, we are at 222. 222. So we get above, you know, we get two more. Oh my God. Stop drawing lines. What am I doing? We're at 224. Very close to that confirmation breakout. At that point, I would, my main target would be 248. There are a handful of smaller targets along the way, maybe like one in here, or the top, this kind of double top idea right there, which also kind of serves, you know, from this little flip right here, also big little volume spike aligning with that one. So we do have targets at 230, 238, and 248. If you wanted to have other targets to include on your way to 248, if you wanted to scalp your way out, there are some extra targets for you, where the first target at 230 would be a 3.4% win. The second target at 239 would be a 7.08% win. And the main target, 248, is an 11.25% win. Shiba Inu generally does have a lot of volume on leverage exchanges. Definitely set that alarm up on 224. I think there is a free trade for you guys right there. And very similar trades like that are posted in my Telegram group just about every damn day. Obviously did take a break when I was throwing up and had a chest tube in and everything, but we are back full time. Been posting there's some really good setups lately. I had a couple earlier in the week, played out really well. The Sui short played out really well. Bitcoin short played out really well. Posted one on Fartcoin yesterday that the initial idea of the short that I posted happened, but then it bounced from that short and shot up. So you do have to think on your feet here. You got to be, when I'm posting short trades that are scalps, and anytime I post a 23 or 12 minute chart setup, we're talking scalping. So you do have to have the wherewithal to say, oh, I got to get out of here. Hey, I got my 4%. I got my 3%. Let's run. It's spoon fed to you, but you still have to chew the food and swallow it yourself. So just keep that in mind as we continue on here, guys. We got Bitcoin just moving. I love to see it. 99. Hopefully we don't get rejected flat at 100K. It is kind of putting up a fight here, even on 23-minute chart. We are kind of far away from the 50 EMA, and we kind of got this kind of scalloping over. What I'm saying is I don't think it's going to happen right here, right now. Wow, this is a big, I would really like to see, oops, why do I keep drawing random lines like that? I would really, really like to see Bitcoin break out of this little local downtrend here, where this is our, local top 108,000 and change, and we kind of got rejected here. I would really like to see Bitcoin break this. That would alleviate a lot of anxiety. And hey, like I said earlier in the show, with the stock market pushing up like it has been, wouldn't be surprised at all to see that happen. I could talk about that chart. I'm gonna ignore that one for now. Let's talk about Sui here for a minute. This is not the same chart that the Telegram group gets, but essentially we kind of nailed this move down from here. It was something to this effect, where we were kind of shorting the break of this, and we caught this main move there. Yeah, that was the trade. No, it wasn't. It was, I have to look at the exact chart, but it was like a 6 or 7% trade. But now but what now, right? Let's talk about the what now. Who cares about the trade we already finished? So I would say really big support resistance here at 476. It has kind of flirted with that line, or even if you want to get a little bit more fancy, we are looking at a 12-minute chart, by the way. You could alarm this little local low here at 473, because then you're kind of going off of what has happened locally. And if we break that local dip, so this is what happens, guys. Anytime you see a move like this, right, where we break, oh, we're coming down, we hit support resistance perfectly, may I remind you, and then we go boom, and we clear all that liquidity to the point we actually get above where we started. Kind of a whipsaw that takes a couple days. All right. Anytime you see that happen, and then it does this where it comes down and it clears this liquidity. Remember, price action is a vacuum. And that vacuum doesn't eat dust. It eats liquidity. It eats money. It just eats money all fucking day. And I got to get the liquidity down here. There's a lot of liquidity down here. Let's go eat it. And then there are a bunch of orders come up. Oh, we got to come up here and eat these orders. And then, we got to come down here and eat these orders. That's how I want you to picture a vacuum with big teeth, just eating money. All right. And someone draw a picture of that. All right. And that is what's happening here. We got the vacuum. And it's a very fast vacuum sometimes. The vacuum got legs. Kind of think of the one in the Brave Little Toaster. That vacuum. He was a badass. Remember him? All right. But now we have this local high. And then we cleared, very quickly came down and cleared this level. Now we're in the flat middle of this, completely ignoring anything that happens back here. Even ignoring this support resistance and just appreciating this is the local range where we have got to 485.6 and got rejected. And then we came down to 4737 and bounced up. This is our local range. And even if we've only been in this range for an hour, 2 hours. Doesn't matter how long. How long have we been in this range? We've been in this 2.45% range for 3 hours and 12 minutes, roughly. I do not care what happens in between here. But the break of this range, where the vacuum goes to eat its next meal, that is our trade. Local ranges, guys. Look and look at this, right? And look at the very similar situation, but upside down. Happen right here. And it happens all the time. But look, so we look at this. We come down. This is literally the opposite version. And then we whipsaw the other direction up. Okay. And then we eat this. And then we come back to here, and then it pops up to here. So at this point in time, right here, regardless of anything that happened back here, regardless of all that, we had this local high and this local low. And it doesn't matter how long we've been inside of this range. The break of this range is the next trade, is the next place where the vacuum goes to eat its next meal. And look at what happened based off this very simple idea. Of course, I can expand on this idea. And it ended up being a 13% trade, just like that. And guys, there's more to this story. We also know there's volume down here on the visible range volume profile. We also know that the EMAs crossed here on the 12-minute. And when this alarm went off, the price was underneath the 50 EMA. We also know that at that moment, we were coming down on the RSIs. We were coming down on the oscillator. We're coming down on the money flow. There's a lot of confluence. A lot of confluence goes to that idea. But it's also just the simplicity of understanding a range and understanding the significance of when that range breaks. And what we're doing right over here is the same thing that happened back here, except this time we're going up, not down. And how do I know that? Because we're on the correct side of the 50 EMA. We already got the bull cross on the 12-minute chart. And if you wanted to expand on this and look at the 23-minute chart and go off of this bull cross that hasn't happened yet, but it sure as hell looks like it might. That is what you're doing. That's what we're doing. And then honestly, if you wanted to say, okay, well, this was that previous range right here, right? This was that previous range. This was that previous range. Well, if I expanded these across, couldn't these levels become targets for this new range trade? That's exactly what they are. Yes, they are targets for this new range trade. All right. So let's type this out. Let's type this out right now. We got 4.856 alarm there. All right. Pull this over. Make the line a little bit smaller. Guys, I also been making my lines. I draw them. When I draw my lines, you can't see this. I draw them at 4x so you can see them. But a lot of times when I alarm them, I set that alarm at 2 or 1. So it has to, that space matters with alarms, just so you know. All right. So let's set that alarm once per bar. So it goes off either direction. Type SWE long idea. Create. All right. So that alarm is set. Now we have the bottom of the range right here. Let's fix the length on this. Set it to a 2. Set the alarm once per bar. SWE short idea. All right. And what is the price on this one? Would be 4.737. 4.737. All right. And there we go. There is a local conditional range idea for what I believe could be a SWE long. Here's the thing. Let's pay attention to structure. So let's draw what is now forming the local uptrend, because on this 23-minute chart, we put in a low and we put in a higher low. So despite this downtrend happening, this has broken out of that local downtrend where we had beginning, touch, breakout. locally. 23-minute chart. Oop, let me get that back. All right. So I think it's really important to do detailed chart breakdowns like this. You're gonna get a lot out of it. And this is a lot of what I do in the members only, but I'm doing it on this chart to kind of paint the picture. All right. So we got this kind of the doors are closing a little bit. It's not a parallel uptrend. I'll make the sides of these white so you can see them good. Boom, boom, make it larger. Make it larger. Okay. Boom. So now this is an uptrend. So anytime you're in an uptrend, so say the short alarm goes off here at 473. I have a couple qualms with going short just because this alarm goes off. I would like to be at least on the 12-minute below the 50 EMA to go in this short. If you're shorting above the 50 EMA on a small time frame, you're asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble because a lot of times it'll just hit that and come up. A lot of the times. All right. And another thing is that if you wanted to short from here to here, all right, you definitely could. But let's not forget, even on this local 23-minute chart, we're in an uptrend. All right. So the trend is your friend. You want to swim in the direction of the trend that you're in. And anytime you're shorting in this environment, it is a scalp. It is a scalp. It will not last long. You are not going short here intending to break down and under. That's suicide. You short this when this breaks, when this confirmation breaks, and you target that local low right there. All right. You want to go in the direction. So even if this alarm goes off, I don't really care to risk jumping in that trade. It's about risk assessment. What is it? If I'm risking my money on a trade, the conditions need to align. I'm not going to say, well, it might fall 2%. Yeah, sure, it might, but the chances of that happening, opposing to it coming here, bouncing off this, and then going long from here, this is a much easier trade than hoping this works out. And that's what a lot of traders miss, is risk assessment. Risk. My fix to that is to swim with the trend, is to try to go long here. Try to go long here. Because we're in this uptrend. And if we hit this short alarm, I would kind of just monitor this thing and wait for it to turn around so you can swim with the trend. That is a lesson that took me a long time to learn, because I always said, oh, over here, and we got this level right here. Let's get this little scalp short right here inside of this uptrend. Let's get that 2%. Let's get that 2%. Guys, you can get that 2%, but you're going to be more consistent. Your win rate is going to be higher if you're swimming with the direction of the trend you're in. If you're in an uptrend, better to go long. If you're in a downtrend, it's better to go short. Anytime you're swimming against the current, you can swim against the current, but you're going to be more consistent swimming with the current. You're going to win more trades swimming with the current. You can swim against it. There are cases to be made. There are times where you can. But generally across the board, especially for beginners, that is a lesson that's really hard to nail down sometimes. So I did kind of want to go over that squeeze that up. And hey, now you guys have a free trade, to look at. Let me check the chat here. My laptop went dark. All right. Trading is not easy. No, it's not. Absolutely not. Any trades on PopCat, or are you done with it? Well, the thing with PopCat is that it hasn't had the volume that it has had before. Even like going over to PHEMEX, you guys know how I like to look at to see which coins are above 10 million in volume. Right now, the altcoins that are above 10 million in volume are XRP, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, BNB, SWI, HBAR, Doge, XLM, wow, Chainlink, and then Optimism, Fartcoin, Cookie have 9 million. So you could probably work those in as well. Anything outside of that, I'm not really trying to leverage trade, because with the sizing that I use, I want to be able to quickly get in and out of the trade. And if there's not enough volume on the liquidity on the order book, you could be up in a trade and not be able to get your money out. I think if you're trading with $500, you're not going to run into that problem. But as you get better and better, and you move up with your how much money you're using, the order book becomes more and more and more important as you go. You want to, you know, who's really good at breaking down an order book? CryptoFace. God. And the funny thing is, he can explain it, but he can't explain it. It's actually very annoying. I've been writing him about trying to make a video about his strategy for reading order books, and he can't explain it, but he does it right almost every day. So that's annoying shit, right? But you know, so the reason I haven't traded Popcat is because it currently has 5.9 million in volume. So I would have to lower my stakes to trade Popcat. I don't, you know, maybe I'll post one in there and say in the post, hey, if you're going to trade this setup, don't trade with more than 10 grand. You know, do use a small amount of money for this trade, because there's not a lot of money in the order book. Burton Stone answering the Valmer, the $200 Valmer super chat, 5 projects that can 5x from here. Burton Stone said Jasmy, Pyth, Near, Graph, Render, or Vet. I don't hate that list. I don't hate that list at all. I think Jasmy, yeah, Pyth, yeah, Near and Render are projects that I feel that are definitely going to 3x. I feel that anything past that for them is like a bonus money, big time. And Graph and Vet, you know, I want, of course, I would say for sure on Vet, maybe on Graph. And what I don't like, guys, and I'm going to say this flat out. I made that video yesterday. I made that post yesterday about Algorand going to $1. All right. And can help me with this argument, I am quickly going to pull a random Algorand chart. All right. And so here's the thing, guys. Yesterday, when I made that video, 37.2, right here, this is where I bought my Algorand. All right. We are currently up from that buy 16.7%, $25,000 purchase. Not bad. All right. But here's the thing. When you zoom out, all right, you zoom out and look at this big picture here. All right. So obviously our local high becomes a target, and that's, you know, fairly close to support resistance from getting through to here, these little feet. So there's kind of a no man's land between these support resistance at 67 cents and the local top there at 61 cents. And I think that once we clear that, this trade is a given. And that's about a 10.6% trade. That's besides the point. Also, we got a point of control way above the hill. Point of control is 108% above the hill from the current price. What I said yesterday at 37 cents was that $1 from that point is about 171%, 173%, I think is what I put in my tweet. All right. So we're talking, let's just say 170%, just for even numbers. And of course, I get bombarded with the, oh, it's $1 bearish. It's at least going to $6. What about $5? What about this? And I'm like, hey guys, from where we stand right now, Algorand is 170% away from this target at $1 that I feel very confident in it hitting that target. Very, very confident. But that's like not enough. It's not enough. The thing is that if Algorand's going to go to $4 or $3, it has to get to $1 first. So why don't we like incrementally make small achievable goals and move up the hill? And I think this is a part of the human condition. Greed is a part of the human condition. And understanding this is unbelievably important. Unbelievably important. Because I gotta get someone actually said in the comments, let me find this really fast. Videos here. There you go. Let me pull. All right. So someone said this in the comments right here. Hype crypto. AJ is so successful because while so many people are like $4, $5 at least, AJ is clicking off achievable goals 100 to 200% at a time. Smart man. Guys, that gets the heart from me, because that is spot on correct. Spot on. Like, that's getting achievable goals one at a time, rinse, repeat. That's the game. It's not, I'm going to put my entire life on this thing and sell it when it multiplies by 12. That's not smart. And then, of course, someone says, I think it's easier with a higher income. I mean, 200% on $500,000, I'd be cashing out too. Well, I mean, guys, I had nothing 5 years ago. Like, you know what I mean? But how many times can you do that? Yeah, how if you start at $1,000, how many times how long will it take you to get to $1 million? You know what I mean? And of course, you have to take income and other things in account for that too. But my point is that comment is pretty spot on the money. And what I say these things like, Algorand is going to $1 this year. I say stuff like that not because I don't think it can go to $2. I think it can go to $2, but I set smaller achievable goals to guarantee success, because it's the people. One, I can't stand when crypto YouTubers lie or say things are going to go way further than they're actually going to. That shit just annoys me. So I literally watched a video with someone I've never heard before that probably botted his followers, that said he had 200,000 followers, and had a video about Hedera going to $10 this cycle. And of course, people eat it up. But that's like the worst thing you could do, is straight lie to people and be like, Hedera's going to $10. And then people are like, oh yeah, Hedera's going to $10. And then Hedera goes to $1.20. These people never sell. And what do, guys? They ride it to the bottom. I don't want to see a single person in Grogger Nation ride their bag to the bottom. If you do that, you didn't listen to what I was saying, okay? Because take those achievable goals. Take those small wins. Realize those small wins. Don't take profits. Enjoy them. Enjoy them. And the human condition, man. Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Jay Chen said that earlier today, and I was like, what a wise man. Got about 240 people in the house on YouTube. Do appreciate you all. About 500 some on Twitter. Thanks you guys for being here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Yesterday, I bought $25,000 worth of Algorand at 37.2. Algorand is currently at 44 cents. But the thing is that I got another $75,000. That's burning a hole in my pocket. And I'm going to make a video today purchasing the rest of that $75,000. Probably should have made that video yesterday, but there are still coins out there that are sound asleep, that have not woke up yet, that I think are going to do very well. I got a 5, so make sure you watch that video. It's coming in a couple hours. The King, $5 super chat. Appreciate you for the super chat, man. AJ, can I get to 500K on this 60K right now? We're doing a portfolio rating on a Wednesday. Okay. 60. This is the only one I'm doing, but I am going to honor this super chat. 68% ADA, 21% Ondo, 9% Sui, 2% Link. Been in the game since 2021, and I still haven't learned the meaning of diversification. I mean, here, let me, 1 second. I'm trying to figure out the exact figure out what you need to do this. All right. So to increase, I ChatGPT'd it because I didn't feel like doing mental math. To increase from 60 to 500, you need a percentage increase of approximately 733.33%. So that is your goal, is a 7.3x. So when your goal is a 7.3x, every single coin in your bag needs to be able to increase by 7.3. So you have to align your portfolio with your goals. All right. And if so, from right here, Cardano. Oh, I actually have to scroll up to make this happen. Okay. So here's the all-time high for Cardano. Let's just draw a line. All right. And this here is the local high for Cardano. Let's draw that line just so you can kind of see the distance we still have to climb, which is about 136% from local high to all-time high. And for you to achieve your goal, 733%, you need to get here at $9.08. $9.08 right here. And that is about 192% above the previous all-time high. So coin perspective, Cardano, target price 9.02. We would need a market cap of $323.6 billion for you to achieve your goal. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I love Cardano. I do. I really like Charles. I actually have a foot in for a Charles interview. I'll play that card when the time comes. I think people are right in the chat when they say things like people are sleeping on Cardano. You know, people, Cardano is a 5x. So it's not going to $10. Like I think that people, it's tough. It's tough because I think Cardano is going to do well. I would at least like to see Cardano reclaim the previous all-time high. And how far away from the current price is that, for the record? Boom to boom. Yeah, 194% from now. And just for a little bit of Cardano TA here with the Fibonacci pulled from a swing low to local top, we are fighting at 236 right now. We're literally at this fib level, kind of implying that, and we actually tested 382. We actually tested 0.5. You see this wick actually perfectly touched 0.5, and that's crazy. If you were to pull that fib from right there, you would have said, oh shit, look at that. Pulling fibs when things pop off is super important, man. Super important to draw them right away. Even if you have to keep pulling them up, keep drawing them, because things will start to make sense. Like when this becomes the previous high for the year, and then you pull the fib to up here, and for a moment it retests that level. That's just the kind of stuff that happens to retest the previous high and then to continue from there. So I mean there is kind of a lot to break off from this. Kind of, we have this local, kind of a local pennant for me. We can get rid of Fibonacci here for a second. Kind of got this local pennant forming with a point of intersection on February 18th. We're putting in local higher lows, lower highs, and we're going to fight over it, right? The price is currently above the 50 EMA, which is a good look. This looks strong, but this could easily just touch this and come back down. You know, no one has a crystal ball, but I obviously do think the money curvature isn't my favorite, and the kind of way this kind of falling over like that's one thing, but also the VWAP's pushing up and the RSIs are pushing up too. So there's obviously some mixed signals coming from the confluence department today. But what I will say is that confirmation, $1.13 would be a really big level for Cardano to get above. If Cardano hits $1.13, I would immediately long with a target of $1.32.5. That's a trade I could get behind all day, which is about a 17% move upside to the upside. And that's a trade I could get behind for sure. And then also when you kind of look at this implication, you know, kind of a little setup like that, or if we, and to drive home, I'm not going to go totally down this rabbit hole, but to drive home how much you're asking for, a $9.02 Cardano is what you need. Where's the swing low? That wick is actually the swing low right there, technically. 45-degree angle. Crypto phase uses spider lines. AJ writes crypto uses Gonfans. All right, so Cardano has respected this Gonfan very well, like scary well, to the point that it even tested the bottom of it right there. Was rejected by the 2-1 2 times, but then bounced off the 1-1. And guys, remember this 1-1 level, which represents a 45-degree angle spreading from the swing low, the lowest point of the chart, locally, is the most important level. It's called the 1-1, most important level in Gon theory. All right. And so the fact that Cardano has established in between 2-1 and 1-1 and then broke into it again is a big sign of strength. A big sign of strength. And it's actually funny how this little, you know, this higher high, higher low trend line is basically along the line of this 1-1. That's interesting as well, which makes me think that Cardano is going to try its best to fight to stay in this range. So we can kind of deduct, okay, well, it looks to me like these two rows is where Cardano is going to range between, you know, between here and here, right? So one second. Oops. So right here is the January 26th right here, and September 25 starts right here. So we're kind of thinking Q3, Q4, we got a range here of $1.06 to $2.37. So understand, the gun theory isn't the Bible, but it is it's a tool that I use to keep things realistic. All right. And could Cardano come into the next move up, the next leg up, you know, the 3-1, the 4-1? It could, but so far it has shown that it's been respecting the 2-1. It's been getting rejected by the 2-1 time and time again. So even the folks that say Cardano is a 5x, according to Gon theory, it's a 1.2x. I know people don't want to hear that, and guys, I also want you to know that Gon theory is not my opinion. That's not what I think is going to happen. It's just a projection. It's a relationship between time, angles, and price action. I think Cardano is going to do a little bit better than that. I think, although it has been rejected, I think it is going to break the status quo. I don't think it's going to be held down by the 2-1 the whole time, which would be this line here. I think it can break that, but how much, I don't know, because it would have to get into, if the timeline ends at the end of 2025, we'd have to get into like the 5-1 to even break this, where we're talking a range between 350 and 446. And that's scary. That's a big push Not impossible, but that's a lot, guys. And honestly, the timeline is what holds Gone Theory back. Because when you look at this chart, right? You look at this chart and you realize, oh shit, this right here is the box. Like this right here is the time frame. In here somewhere is where the top of the bull market should be. Well, what will happen right there on the chart. We kind of follow the chart, right? Well, that's going to happen right here. You know, and it kind of puts it in perspective, you know, where we are. We also have seen bull markets before. Look at this. You know what I mean? And look, we do kind of have that vertical push up, you know. But at the end of the day, like I don't think Gone Theory is the Bible. I think it's going to outperform the 2-1, which would be that the range that it's been respecting. But I think a $9 Cardano is asking for way too much. I would love to see Cardano hit $5 max. I you know, I would like to see a $5 Cardano. I really would. To play it safe, $3, $3 to $5 is kind of a blanket statement for me for a while. So the king, you have to realize that with 68% of your bag in Cardano, and you want to get a 733.33% gain, your portfolio coin selection is not aligned with your goal. So very properly done. Rate my portfolio for the king right there. No, I don't change any settings on the Gone fan. The feed stopped. I don't know. Something happened with me there too. The GRT is the easiest 5x there is. I used to think that. I used to think that. I'm worried about the graph. I am worried about the graph. That the fact that it underperformed, man, that was kind of a sign to me like, hey, should I pivot away, or am I not trusting in what I believe here? And my saving grace to this idea is that if this is forming the handle, I mean, still that projection only puts us at 60 cents. You know, even if this is the handle that's forming, it's 185% from here. But the graph, what you have to realize about this stuff from the graph is how much the supply has grown. I believe the supply is multiplied like 5 or 6 times since this. So it has to work trip. You know, this all really means nothing to me. Really, you want to look at the market cap. The market cap chart's more accurate for the graph because of how much the there's dominance, market cap dominance. There has to be a graph market cap chart. Because there's so many more coins came into the supply. The circulating supply is no longer a problem for the graph, but it was. Maybe we could look at dominance. Oh, that's Bitcoin dominance. I thought it was the graph dominance. What is Bitcoin dominance doing right now, for the record? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Really scary trap there. Why is there nothing on it? There's like not enough graph charts. I'm really surprised there's not like a graph. That's weird. Anyway, I mean, so what would it take for the graph to 5x? You know, so let's kind of look at the picture. All right. And then say, all right, well, just a simple measurement. We're saying here $1.29. Actually doesn't, you know, with former TA, it actually kind of makes sense because of this wick. It doesn't feel like too unattainable, but holy shit, dude. I mean, we're at 21 cents. That's a lot, man. The saving grace for the graph for me, though, is it has respected this uptrend. and now even kind of locally, it's respecting this, the second uptrend, that yellow line. I would really like to see that stay respected. And also, if you want to draw this either from there or either from the body of the candle, like from here kind of thing, I'll just use the first one for now. This matters, guys. This matters big time because we have this, this outstanding uptrend coming from all the way back here. And then we have this local one that we lost once, but we're back in the box now. If we kind of ignore this wick, and because these have all respected, so you can kind of have two lines on that one. This point of intersection is June 5th. This point of intersection is November 9th. And if we're down there November 9th, we're dead anyway. So, yeah, so that's kind of the downtrend level that has to be broken. To be fair, the fact that it didn't put in a higher low actually gives us the target to break out. It gives us something to go off of, right? Because if we are 31.8 being big support resistance, 35.6 being big support resistance, hell, even this local high here being support resistance 25.3, eventually, as time goes on, these must-have support resistance levels could turn into confirmation levels. That's something to consider. And also 23.2 right here, this was the 2023 high. Right now, we're 21.3. We're actually under the 2023 high, which was also big support resistance right here at the end of 2023 in December. We have to obviously break out of this value area to get back into this area. And, so I am concerned about this one. When you see, you just look at the graph chart, and then you like just for the past year, and then you look at something like Algorand, right, where this is the past year where we are already above this previous high. We're continuing past that. It is one of those things, man. It's certainly going to be an interesting ride. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong bit here. Sorry. Yeah. So you look at the graph setup where let me do that again. This is, we're way past that on Algorand. God, what is happening with we're like over here, you know what I'm saying? So it's a much more bullish setup. So kind of going back to where we were at the beginning of the show, we are going to wind on down here, everybody. Wow, we've been going for an hour and a half, 250 people, YouTube, 500-600 on X. Amazing. You guys rock. Thanks for being here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, all the things. So Valmer sent a $200 super chat asking me 5 coins that I feel that have potential to 5x this cycle. Of course, my blanket answer for a while, you guys, that anyone has been watching this channel would know that I would say Algorand, VeChain, Jasmy, Hedera, the graph. That has been generally my top 5. Am I willing to pivot from that? I am. But if I am going to pivot from them, pragmatically speaking, which coins am I going to eliminate? And this is not because I like or dislike things any more or any less. We have to completely consider market cap. When, like we talked about earlier in the show, when Hedera is 12.1 billion and Jasmy's 1.45 billion, is Hedera going to outperform Jasmy's inflows with a ratio of 12.2 to 1.4? Probably not. All right. And that kind of makes you already think, all right, well, we got to scroll down to get that multiplication factor. Well, VeChain, 3.8, billion. So basically, say, and VeChain getting to a 20 billion market cap doesn't seem unattainable. Algorand getting to a 20 billion market cap doesn't seem unattainable. I would leave those in. If you want to pivot from the graph, which is only a 2 million, only needs to get to 10 million, because it underperformed. Maybe if you'd want to consider a new one like A16Z, if you'd want to consider a meme coin like Floki, or Jupiter, a lot of the Solana narrative. I wouldn't hate any three of those picks. Obviously, Jasmy is one. If we wanted to go outside of the top 100 and kind of feel around for a minute, I think the fact that Pyth's outside of the top 100 is crazy to me. I think that's one that could 5x very easily. Once again, back on that Solana narrative. I can't believe Arweave's outside the top 100, but I kind of think storage coins are not becoming that important. ENS is one I used to like a lot. Arrow's one that I don't, actually, let's look at the Arrow chart really fast. I haven't looked at that one in a minute. I like that graph chart. I'm going to pull a new window really fast. 1 second. All right, for the record, Arrow's market cap is just under $1 billion. All right. Wow. Talk about a fall from grace. So this is a really interesting one where we literally had a perfect double top, and this thing's entire existence could be a big cup and handle. It's a deep handle, but a handle nevertheless. So let's just play with that idea for a second. And so from here, we had 244%, taking it to 433 from $1.25. Yeah, that's not a 5x though. It's not a 5x. 83%. Yeah, this local setup's pretty good. Very close to there's a 2-hour chart now. Flirting. Yeah, I mean, damn close to a breakout, if not above it. Yeah, so under it on like a very zoomed in chart. But I would monitor that, and actually, because of where it hit, we have this really simple support resistance that's coming from all the way back here. This line's already drawn, actually. Someone's trying to call me. I'm streaming, bro. But if this line's already drawn from right here, you see this blue line. If we continue this line over, that has been a very big level for Arrow. Rejected, fight, touch, and here we are testing it again. We actually hit it and came back down. What is the number on that? $1.31. So yeah, that needs to clear that level. That would be confirmation for breakout. And then from there, I mean, we start getting targets, $1.43, $1.60, even the bottom from this here, kind of support resistance there, $1.74, which is actually a striated volume level inside of this scoop, where the next scoop would take us even just to align with the volume profile, $1.86. So there is a lot of really good local ideas that all kind of ride off of a clean Arrow downtrend breakout from this downtrend with a breakout confirmation at $1.31. So big alarm for Arrow there. I'm not going to comment on about a 5x for Arrow though. I'm not really sure. Wow, Chili's, ApeCoin, Echelon. It's crazy how many like good projects are in the outside of the top 100. SNX, that was a fall from grace. Turbo, hey, that's when we used to like. Popcat, wow. Yeah, there's certainly been some projects that have fallen far, very far. Kusama, almost in the threes. But yeah, even when I look at the top 20, like I do wonder how many, like from this moment in time, how many of the coins in the top 20 are going to 5x? Probably not many. You're talking 3, 4x, yeah, sure. But a 5x, ooh, man. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Like for Avalanche to go from 39, so for Avalanche to go to $200, that seems like too much. It does seem like too much. It really does. And why? And I think people think I'm bearish. I want to be very clear, guys. I'm really not here, and I'll show you why. I do want to set an alarm on this arrow chart. Arrow breakout confirmation. Oh, all right. Create. All right. So got that. So if you go to the total crypto market cap, and this is, Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything added together. And this is one messy AJ looking damn chart. So my point here, guys, is that all right, so go to the daily. We're on the 2 hour for some reason. So we are right now, we are already above the previous market cap of the tip top bull market. Of the tip top, we're above it already. Doesn't feel like it, but there's a lot more money in Bitcoin. There's a lot more altcoins. There's a lot more of an industry now. Although it doesn't feel like your favorite coins have done it. It has done it. Not to mention we have this kind of cup and handle right here. And if we were to draw this cup and handle on the total chart and pull that, and we were to go from where we are now to the top of that measured move, it would only be a 30% move. So, and this is what I'm saying, that, all right, so everyone wants a 5x, but what would it take to total the 5x total? Oh, shit. So, all right, let's do this. So here's as high as it's ever been, is right here. Right here. All right, and we want a 5x all of crypto. I actually have to move the screen again to get to that 5x. Would be right here. $20.5 trillion. That's what it would take for crypto to 5x the entire thing from right here. Guys, look at where we are. This is, Bitcoin 5xing looks like that. Do I think crypto will get to $20 trillion one day? Sure. Probably not this bull market. That's a lot of money, guys. A lot of money. So let's say even if we went to total 3, and I know there's more total 3 charts. So let's go to others. Total crypto market cap, excluding the top 10. This is one I've really been enjoying lately. All right. So to be fair, unlike the total chart, others is still below the 2021 high. Remember, this is all of crypto minus the top 10. So this is a really honest way to look at altcoins besides total 3, because total 3 is without Bitcoin, without Ethereum, but it includes stable coins. This is everything without the top 10. And a lot of the biggest stable coins are in the top 10. All right. So we're still 41% away from the 2021 high, which is nice. Still got a way to go here, right? Let me get rid of some of the chart graffiti and I will draw more if I want to. And we could also go ahead and say, oh, well, this looks like a pretty damn big cup and handle here, right? I mean, if that's not a cup and handle, what is? What is a cup and handle? Well, really, if you were to draw that, you draw it like this. You do draw crooked cups if you need to. I know some people would want to argue to draw it like that, but I kind of have a problem with that because this already happened. And this was actually the top. So you could either kind of draw it either way. Basically, the difference is it being this, the handle being this big or the handle being this big. Ultimately, which is only a 14% difference. So you get my point. So let's go ahead and line that up. 89% from where we are. So if we want everything outside of the top 10 to 5x. Oh, I got to change the screen again. Would be right here at 2.1 trillion. That kind of seems more achievable now, doesn't it? I mean, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. That's too much. That's very unlikely, but it's more achievable. I would say somewhere here. I'm just going to draw that circle, leave it there. You know, so when you're talking about, you know, what can, ooh, that sweet alarm just went off. What do we got? What do we got? Ooh, all right. So this was kind of what we talked about earlier in the show. Let me pull this down. Is that this is a scary short to get into because we're in an uptrend and we're above the 50 EMA. If you want to short targeting the 50 EMA, there is a support resistance right there, 1.3% to 466. I don't hate the idea because we're so far above the 50, but understand that if you're going to entertain this short, you're taking on risk, a bigger risk than a long in this pattern. And it's a 1% and you're done. Get out. Scalp trade, very disciplined scalp trade. If you wanted to entertain that idea, I will leave a little clip right here, but I'm telling you, guys, if you want to do this trade, it's a scalp, 1% on the chart and you're out. All right. Don't go crazy with that. I would shut this down as it gets closer to the 50 EMA. All right. I will give, I would not advise Telegram group members to entertain this trade unless you have the time to be glued to your chart all day. That's not a trade that you can just get in and not monitor. That's a scary trade. But Mike Vollmer, man, I am doing my best here to honestly answer your question. You know, it is the largest. It is the largest super chat the channel's ever had. So I want to be honest, but a market cap of 1 million could easily 5x. But yeah, but how many coins that are at 1 million are, you know, survive? And generally, coins that I buy are, well, if I went from the chart itself, not the number, and it depends on. So if you go, Lee, if you go to like the total chart, right? Like total, what am I doing? Hold on. All right, crypto total market cap. All right. No, and Lee, we're actually at 3.39 trillion on total. So no. And that's why I like to measure from the chart. I mean, yeah, if you just multiply that by 10, right? But I like to see it. The point is not to see the number and multiply it by 5 or multiply it by 10. The point is to look at the chart itself, right? And kind of think to yourself, okay, well, here's all that crypto has ever done in the existence of crypto. And for this to 5x this bull market, it has to go to here. That's not possible. Yeah, that's why I paint that picture. This is like me keeping it realistic for you guys. And that's why I say, even with Algorand going for $1, guys, if you get 173%, you win. You did great. What is happening on trading? This is why I hate setting alarms on this account, because it goes crazy. But yeah, you win if you know, you can 2x very easily, you know. But so when you ask for 5x's, man, that's a big question, you know. That's a big question, and I got to keep it real with you. Like, as much as I like certain coins, it's kind of less about what I like and more about, you know, what's pragmatic. Yeah, so across the board, man, I gotta say, I got a green light Jasmine. You know, I still want to green light the graph. You know, of course, I do think Algorand and VeChain can both 5x. I'm going to say Pyth, Pyth. I believe that's a 5. That's a 5, and it's outside the top 100. So, you know, the market cap makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I believe that's 5. That's 5 coins. Yeah. So Jasmy, Pyth, Algorand, VeChain, the graph. But I don't want to. I don't want to put the graph on this list. I really don't. After that underperformance, I don't want to put it on there. I want to, like my gut wants me to, but I don't want to. Here, for the sake of this show, I'm going to say my top 5 to answer Mike Vollmer's question: Jasmy, Pyth, VeChain, Algorand, Ondo. That's going to Ondo is my pick to replace the graph. 1.79 billion. Getting that to 5, about 8 or 9 billion seems very possible. It doesn't seem out of the question. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I don't hate Jupe as a replacement pick either. I like Solana ecosystem. Okay. Well, there we go, guys. About 2-hour live stream. Hell of a time. I do love I do love to do this. But the charts do match basic math because the basic math was incorrect. He said 2 trillion shouldn't it be 10. Well, no, it's 3.3 trillion. So just go to the chart and pull up 500%, and I do that to show the distance. When you look at that distance, it's different than multiplying something by 5 in your brain. That's what I'm saying. Amazing. But guys, don't get me wrong. I like ICP. I like HBAR. I'm not saying they can't 5X, but you have to consider when HBAR is 12 billion and this other coin is 1 billion. Jasmy is 1 billion. Is HBAR's inflow going to outperform Jasmy's 12-1? No. No. HBAR is not going to outperform Jasmy 12-1. It's not going to happen. That's insane. That's insane. So, you gotta, and obviously Ondo with the unlock, but I don't think the unlock's going to be that bad. I don't know. I think this unlock's a little bit different than the one with Pi. I have thoughts on that, but I've been going for 2 hours. I'm fried. I'm fried. Also, like I said earlier in the show, I got about $75,000 burning a hole in my pocket right now. I bought $25,000 in Algorand yesterday, which was a very, very smart buy here. Let me go over to the spot portfolio, and I am going to make a video in a little while with this other $75,000 in Tether that I moved over from this one account I got here. We are going to buy 75 grand today. All right. So make sure you stick around for that video. What am I going to pick? I don't know. Haven't made my mind up yet. Oleg wants me to look at XRP. Fine. I'll look at XRP and then I'm actually leaving. All right. XRP. Share this tab instead. 232 people on YouTube. I am going to do a like check. I very rarely do like checks live during the show. 175 likes. Hey, that's not bad. That's pretty good. I'll take that. But I do want to get it to 200 likes. Definitely get us to 200. Anybody who has not smashed the like button yet, we got 175 likes. There's 241 people watching the show right now. A bunch of you haven't pressed the like button. Click the like button. Get us to 200. I'd really, really appreciate that. I did do your 5 picks, Mike. I just did your 5 picks. And there was some huffing and puffing. I'll say them again. There was some huffing and puffing about them. But ultimately, there are more coins that I think can 5X. Do I think coins like ICP and Hedera can 5X? Yes. But when you're talking about a more sure thing, when you compare like Jasmy to HBAR, when 12 billion to 1 billion, do you really think HBAR's inflow is going to outpace Jasmy 12-1? That's crazy. That's not, that ratio is insane. Like, you don't understand what you're asking for there. So that's not going to happen. So I would prefer to look at coins like under the top 40 for the multiplication factor of a 5X, because when most people in crypto think it's normal to 10 to 12X, so, that'll definitely happen. Those people are fucking delusional. It's not going to happen. It's not. So replace 10 to 12X in your mind with 3 to 5X. 3 to 5X. Just for the sake of being pragmatic and for the sake of actually making money this bull run and realizing your profits, lower those expectations just a little bit. All right, let's be reasonable here. And guys, you can do a strategy like me where you take out a lot of the bag, leave 20% in, and if it keeps going, some of your bag still goes. You don't have to be all in, all out. That all in, all out mentality is a rookie move. It's a rookie move. It'll only get you in trouble. So that was the disclaimer, Mike. And then for the top 5 pick for this video specifically, I said Algorand, VeChain, Jasmy, Pyth, Ondo. That was my 5. Obviously, I feel like there are more, but for the sake of this video, I feel like those are pretty safe. The 2 on that list I'm most confident about, strictly because of market cap, believe it or not, is actually Jasmy and Pyth. Though I am more confident in those 2 than the other ones, because of basic multiplication. They have a lot less needs to happen there for those to climb the charts. And that doesn't mean I like them more than Algorand or VeChain. That's not what I'm saying. It's just market cap math. It's market cap math. All right. So someone wanted me to look at XRP Oleg, I believe. XRP is having itself a day. I'm looking at XRP's market cap. Okay. I think I already showed this chart anyway. I might not have. You guys might be getting a Telegram exclusive chart right now, but hey, sometimes I pull the wrong chart. So here is the general big important support resistance lines. If you're not in the Telegram group and you're looking at this, you should probably write all these down as fast as you can before I change my mind. All right, I changed my mind. I hope you wrote those down. All right, so so the point here is, I would say 272 would be the point I would be looking at XRP short, with big volume implications kind of cutting through the heart of this range. So I would be looking, like, in the case it goes down, I'd be kind of looking at that like 10% short from 272 to 245. It does have a case to continue, considering like these were really high oscillator levels, and obviously if this rolls over, the further this goes up, this divergence is already forming. And also the distance between the 50 and the 200 forming on the daily is already, causing concern for when it does turn around, whenever that happens. Even how far it's outperformed 21. So interestingly enough, and how these things go, we like to look at them like a staircase, where we have the 2021 high, and then eventually in history we get above that high, and then that becomes the new floor. So the 2021 high is being represented as the new floor on the XRP chart, and it actually perfectly tested that level 1, 2, 3 times with a couple scary wicks, but ultimately holding that level at $1.96.5. That would represent the no level. We lose that level, it's over. We lose that level, it's over. $1.96.5. Kind of zooming into a 4-hour, does look like it's kind of running out of room a little bit. The 2-hour chart is where you see a cut and dry case of a bearish divergence, where we have anchor wave, trigger wave, oscillator momentum pointing the other direction, while this is heading upward direction. So with the local bearish divergence, I really don't have not making a large case here for XRP to continue, especially if you were to set an alarm on that previous high. That alarm has already gone off, to be fair. So, I would alarm local high at 303, like the band with that bad song. That would be, obviously, anytime something's in continuation mode, alarming the local high is the best way to be a part of that continuation. If you're starting a fresh trade, timing, especially with SWI, Solana, anything running like this, alarming the local high, going in long from the local high, that is the best way to catch that continuation. When you're looking at 23-minute type ideas, we are bouncing off the 50, kind of continue. Even here, we didn't get the death cross, very close, but didn't get the death cross. Kind of a fake out and kind of touching this level. So, right now, I don't really have a hard opinion on XRP, other than I would alarm here at 273.2, and I'd alarm here at 303. I'm not going to force a short while we're above the 50, and I'm not going to force along as it's taking a breath from just putting in a new all-time high. So I would kind of look at XRP in this box, and the break of this box is likely to be a significant trade. That's how I'm interpreting XRP right now. So big alarm 273, big alarm 303. React to the break of either or. All right. It's been a while since I've checked in, but what are your quick thoughts on Caspa? $5 super chat from Volatile Crypto. Man, so I hate to say it, but I was right about Caspa for all of 2024. There were so many people that incorrectly jumped into Caspa after the big move up, or they were a part of the big move up and never sold. So if you bought here and you got to here and you didn't sell, what are you doing? Even if you bought into this top and got, around here and got to here, you're talking 400%, and you didn't sell, you're just greedy. You're not the type of trader that's going to make money ever. You're not going to make money in crypto. If that's not enough, you're not going to make money in crypto. I promise you. You're not going to make money. You need to know when enough is enough. All right. And that is kind of the story with Caspa. Do I think that there is a big continuation narrative with Caspa? Do I think Caspa could get to $1 one day? I do. But I also feel that people are getting bored. And if let's even kind of eliminate a lot of my lines here. And this is the last thing I'm doing before I'm leaving. Because I still got to make my $75,000 video here. Get rid of some of these old alarms just so I can kind of see so we had this kind of like, wedge-ish parallel uptrend, right? And we broke down out of that, kind of forming this downtrend like this, forming this downtrend like this. Okay. Interestingly enough, we did put in a slightly higher low double bottom idea. So these would be like the intersection points. And I mean, we're not going to wait for December of this year for that to happen, are we? So really the alarm that matters the most is this breakout. And then that high for confirmation at 18.8. And then the break of 18.8 would be good to target all-time high at just over 20 cents. That alone is a 10.8% trade, but it takes a lot to get to that trade. And we're still under 50. We're still under the 200 EMA on the daily. To be fair, on the daily, we do have a local bullish divergence. Right. Oops, damn it. Come on. Brush right there. Right. And we are kind of pushing up the VWAP, pushing up on oscillator, on the RSI on Market Cipher as well. The problem with Caspa is this kind of big separation between the old range and the new range. See how fast Caspa ripped up from here to here, right there. Well, look at the volume profile. All right. And if Caspa ever lost 10 cents, it's a free fall to 5. All right. And, it stalled out is what happened. If you kind of look at it from here to here, it's 100% range. It's been in 100% range for 433 days. All right. And most of that range is actually like in here. Like this is like from here. Yeah. So although it's been in 100% range, it spent most of the time in a 70% range with a couple outliers. So, it's sideways. That my answer is that Caspa has been sideways since the beginning of 2024. So when I started doing Rate My Portfolio in 2024, when Caspa was 12 cents and people have really heavy holdings of Caspa, when the most you did in the scope of 2024 from April to August was 98%, yeah, you got 100% there if you perfectly timed from April to August, but you probably didn't. And then when you look at Algorand and Hedera and XRP, things that pump 300-400%, why were you holding Caspa? So I have been correct in avoiding this coin. If you caught this move, congratulations. But if you didn't get out of that move, what are you doing? So basically, my answer is until Caspa breaks 20 cents, I don't give a shit. That's my answer. And if it does, I feel like it will. And I do think Caspa could get to $1 eventually. I'm not an anti-Caspa bear, but when something has literally been for 443 days, it's stuck in a 100% sideways range up and down until it breaks that range. I don't care. It has to break 20 cents for me to be like, oh, maybe when Caspa breaks its previous all-time high, at that point, I will say, okay, let's consider a trade here. I'm not going to, I don't care if it's, I'm not going to get it at 13 cents hoping that happens. I will only care at the point when it's ready to continue, because there's too much to get distracted with. I feel that Caspa at this point and for the past 400 days has been just that, a distraction. It's sideways. You know what I mean? You got to know when to avoid a coin. And I don't know a better case to avoid a coin, you know? But yeah, I hope that answered your question. But yeah, man. So we've been live streaming for 2 hours, very long live stream. I've been kind of wanting to give, really good live streams here. Just because I'm flying to LA tomorrow. We got the UFC fight this weekend. We're going to have the Cybertruck that's wrapped. We're going to have it on display at the UFC. It's going to be super cool to do that. Got some extra plans, some things I can't talk about. It's going to be really fun. And so super excited to hang out with Sonny in LA. Altcoin Daily is going to be there. Wendy's going to be there. Melker, Wall Street's going to be there. We're going to have a really good time. I'm really looking forward to it. I will still have content for you guys, but I won't be doing live streams. I will be doing, oh, there's an alarm. I will be doing a members only live stream at 2:30 p.m. We'll be doing a members, so about 2 hours from now. It's not going to be forever long because I did 2 hours streaming here, but I do want to talk about a couple trades from the group, and there's another trade I want to give out as well. I know, and I'm deaf. That's why I very rarely set alarms on this account. But I like doing it during the show just for the sake of keeping up with things while I'm streaming. So cool. Well, you guys rock. Please make sure, please smash the like button if you haven't. It means it's a very easy thing you can do. That means a lot to me, means a lot to this channel. Quick like check. Hey, we got the 205. That's amazing. That's so cool. 205 during the show. That's amazing. Hey, we're growing one day at a time, one day at a time. For me, it's slow and steady wins the race. I understand that I have been a better trader, a better Telegram poster than I have been a YouTuber. I am trying to get back on my bullshit with YouTube for sure, but I kind of found so much success in trading that like I hit a point last year where I didn't have time to make videos. Like when you're a trader and a YouTuber, you do kind of have to pick. Like it's really hard to honestly like do a stream, do a video, do a stream, do a video every day and trade and post in Telegram and network. And like, it's a lot. It's not, if you want to get into crypto full time to avoid doing the work, wrong industry. Wrong industry. But no, we've been working really hard, getting a lot done. Make sure you stick around for the updated portfolio video a little bit later on members only in 2 hours. I appreciate all the love and support from each and every one of you. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That means the absolute world to me. Obviously with my lung, I really shouldn't be flying, but I flew from I flew from Maryland to Georgia and I was okay. So my doctor said, you should be fine with the next flight, but the next flight is a higher altitude flight. So if anything happens in the air, there is oxygen on every airplane, and go to a hospital if it collapses on the airplane. I really hope that doesn't happen. I do have some anxiety over it. But I think I'll be okay. Basically what I'm saying is just, give me a little prayer. My mama, she prays for me every day. And I think that the type of energy has kept me safe. It's kept me safe. So, flash the sweet chart one more time, please. All right, fine then. It's funny because I already did. I was looking at it as I said all of that stuff. So yeah, this little alarm that we talked about, we kind of wanted to avoid this short because we're in an uptrend, but it was good for about a 0.7 and then reversed. If we went from the alarm, you're up about 0.3 right now. But like I said, if you wanted to do this short, it is a scalp. So high risk scalp trade, short, sweet. All right. You guys are awesome. This has been a really fun live stream. I've really have enjoyed coming back and hanging out with the chat and answering your questions. I love this, guys. I get to do this for a living. This is my job. I could not be you're not going to meet a more grateful person. And you know, I think kind of taking the time away and going through the injury that I went through with my lung collapsing and the food poisoning and 4 days in the hospital and like that all that stuff kind of I feel like renewed. I have like a newfound, you know, appreciation for what I get to do every day. And I'm really just trying to enjoy it. I feel like there was some time during last year where I kind of just started going through the motions and I kind of checked out and I didn't fully feel present. And I feel that I've kind of trained my brain to really appreciate and enjoy the days as they come. And I think just saying that to you guys, and hopefully, you know, I know sometimes, especially when you're working a job you hate, or you're kind of just going through day to day and you kind of feel a little bit tired, a little bit agitated, just a little bit meh, but you feel like that all the time. To get out of that, you kind of need to go through something drastic, if not something traumatic, to wake you up, or you just need to really focus on the fact that you want to change and manifest that change before something traumatic has to happen for you to force a change. There's changes that you force and there's changes that you just create. And I think creating those changes is much easier than having to go through something traumatic. At the end of the day, it's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you if you want to walk around and be sad all day, or it's up to you if you want to walk around and make the most out of every moment. And I think you guys all know what side of the fence I'm on. And when I say get rich or get wrecked, it's not financially, it's every moment you live. It's that decision. Happiness is a decision. Sadness is a decision. Get rich or get wrecked. See you guys later. Smash the likes.